Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode with psychologist Anu Goyal ma'am, an expert in psychology and relationship. Hello ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you for being there. Today we will be talking about the concept of extramarital affairs, the reason, cause and effect, and why do people feel the need for it. So let's begin by addressing the fundamental questions. So ma'am, what do you think? What motivates individuals to engage in extramarital affairs?
People get into extramarital affairs when they're not happy with their life. And one of the major things is sexual incompatibility. So, sexually, they're not satisfied. Along with that, emotionally, they're not satisfied. Instead of finding solutions to it in the house, they tend to step out of the marriage and try to find answers there, which does not really work. They definitely have emotional and psychological problems, which they've not dealt with. And instead of dealing with it or going taking help from a counselor, psychologist, or a psychiatrist, they tend to step out and have an extramarital affair, affecting their family completely.
Interesting. So, what do you think? Does emotional needs plays a role in this context?
Emotional needs are very, very important in it. Most people with extramarital affairs, as per research, what we've seen, are not emotionally charged or not emotionally equipped. Their emotional needs are not met by their spouses or by themselves. At times, they say that our spouse is not doing everything as per what they want. Instead of finding solutions to the problem, they think if stepping out would make them feel better. A lot of people get in touch with their exes, which is the easiest to do. Even it could be somebody we come across like in, or somebody who was dating somebody in school or college, and they go back to them because they feel they would have been happier with her or him, not realizing that that person is different and we are different and things have changed.
What a great words, ma'am. So, what do you think there are any psychological effects involved in this?
There is post-traumatic stress disorder or depression, anxiety. As I said, most people who are stepping out of their marriage are definitely having psychological problems not dealt with. Grief, it could be somebody's death, any emotional issue which they've not dealt with, and they feel the easiest thing is to step out and find happiness in other things in life, which will make them feel better.
So, ma'am, with my knowledge, I feel that there is a delicate balance between personal desires and consequences of it. And extramarital affairs, of course, have some consequences. So, how does these consequences plays a role in navigating the territory?
See, what people feel if they're stepping out of a marriage, it's okay. Not realizing, and they blame the spouse. So they're cheating the spouse, they feel it's okay if I'm stepping out, it's the spouse's fault. Whereas that is not true. You cannot get everything from any one person. So you need to accept what is exchangeable and not changeable also. There could be certain things in a relationship which I cannot change, or my spouse is going to be like this. You find alternatives to it. Instead of stepping out of the marriage, you find ways of keeping yourself happy.
Thoughtful advice, ma'am. So, as we zoom out a bit, how does extramarital affects the broader dynamics of a relationship as a society as a whole?
So, extramarital for the society definitely harms us. We see a lot of children coming to us, and eventually they're having a lot of emotional issues. And when we look inside, we realize that people are having extramarital affairs, whether it's one of the parent, or it affects the society. It makes children not want to get married. A lot of children nowadays who refuse to get married, they prefer having live-ins because the concept of marriage is going down. They feel every marriage or most marriages people are stepping out. So what is the sense of getting married? So it's affecting children, it's affecting families, it's affecting each other. You feel betrayed. At one time when you got married, it was that is it. Now it is not like that. People are stepping out on a drop of a hat, which is definitely showing our own vulnerability of getting harmed.
It's definitely a broader concept to shed light on. So, fascinating insight, ma'am. As we wrap up, any last advice would you like to give to our listeners navigating the complexity of relationship and potentially avoiding these pitfalls of extramarital affairs?
Yeah, definitely what we can do is make your partner your priority. So, and express what you feel. So, when I make my partner my priority, I tell what I'm feeling, even if he or she is not responding. You find ways or solutions in other people or other. I'm not talking about a guy or a girl. I'm talking about other people. It could be your children, it could be your family, it could be somebody where you're venting out and helping. Go to a professional, Work on yourself, have more sex, be more intimate with each other. Or sex doesn't have to be all the way sex, it could just be intimacy, it could just be going out, spending time with each other, doing small things to keep each other happy, remembering other person's preferences, and that will definitely keep you going. Have fun with your partner, basically.
So basically, communication is the key.
Key.
And
Yes.
not to give up and seek love from others, they need to work on their relationship. Thank you so much, ma'am, for such grateful advice, and to our listeners to engage till the end. And we end here. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you to the listeners. Stay tuned, stay positive, stay happy.